you. So once again, my name is Karina Popova, I'm a developer at Automobile, and today I would like to present you the topic with the name SIM-based connectivity solution for IoT, or in other words, how the real-time communication between things can simplify our everyday life with the help of wherever SIM and what it is. So as an emerging data aggregator that specializes in mobile technologies, the opportunity to carry out a new SIM-based connectivity solution was kind of a logical continuation of whatever mobile interests and priorities. The data observation solution provision and quick adaptation for social behavior gave us an excellent path towards the advancement in a rapidly expanding field of IoT. So to give you a brief introduction about our company, we have about 50 excellent employees, we have about 80 million transactions per month. We provide access to more than 160 services worldwide and with excellent platform availability. So during my presentation, I will give you an overview about IoT trends and SIM cards, regarding new paradigm of multi-network SIM card, how the real-time communication can simplify our everyday life. I will also discuss with you some use cases and solutions in this area. So in our company, we view given project as both a corrective to IoT trend and also as a potential to develop new innovative methods to improve the quality of everyday life. And we believe that our advanced studies in mobile technology, together with our analytical mindset, can allow our users to streamline their daily needs and at the end spread awareness of new trends in IoT and potential of multi-network SIM cards. Okay, sorry. So, the Internet of Things is converting objects that surround us every day to a community of information. So from small devices to houses, IoT is leading things more and more into the digital fold every day. And sensors are necessary to turn billions of devices into data-generating things that can report on their status and interact with their environment. In our vision, the future cities are most likely to feature thousands of strategically placed sensors which will capture data about everything as air pollution, air temperature, and this data will relate constantly to the laptops of actively participating parties. So, advances in IoT and the widespread availability of mobile devices provided us a powerful application in performing our daily tasks. So we all know that insights to be gained from the data are endless, and the sensing IoT nowadays is about combining technology, data capture technology and sensor devices. From this point of view, the SIM-based solution is actually based on the idea of transferring data from mobile device to desktop application. So the developed online platforms for managing data from the sensor nowadays make it possible not only to load data from the sensor to conduct dynamic forecast or analytical work based on this data, but also make it more transparent the calculations in our everyday life. For example, these platforms can facilitate the interactions between user and service providers, allow developers to build real-time communication between things and analyze incoming information and constantly send it to appropriate control for real-time monitoring and for doing management decision process much easier. It's not a traditional approach where usually sensors are not integrated with each other, and it's not always successful to bring all data together. So the IoT market nowadays is growing rapidly, and mobile connectivity becomes more and more key success factor for all IoT projects, as most of them are designed for mobility. But even with scenarios with immobile endpoints, it's always possible to include the mobile connectivity solution as a fallback option, especially in time-critical services, which makes the whole SIM-based connectivity solution an extremely compelling topic nowadays. So I would like to give you some insights, as 2 weeks ago I've been on IoT Slam conference in US, and they asked 2 questions for the participants. The first one was, do you still need a cellular mobile connectivity for your IoT project? And actually 75% of all participants said that they required this cellular connection. The second question was, if you need the worldwide network coverage guaranteed for your IoT project, and 63% said that yes, they require. So obviously cellular connection is everywhere. Of course, sometimes it has some bad perception inside the building, but when we're talking about Wi-Fi, for example, we're always limited and bound to our access point. So it could explain that with large telecom access, the large investigation of our daily social life is possible, and a huge number of records can reconstruct many important aspects of our everyday life. Given the ubiquity of SIM-based devices, our solution can achieve an unbelievable level of coverage in the future for observing and investigating about any event. So, but if your device in IoT solution is bound to a single network, you probably will have a quality of network coverage that you need. Therefore, we decided to propose the idea, concept of wherever SIM, bound to any network, anytime, wherever devices may roam. So one of the main objectives for this project was to derive requirements and characteristics for this kind of SIM cards. And secondly, based on these requirements, design and develop a multi-SIM based connectivity solution to quickly, efficiently and effortlessly deploy it. So different items measure the success criteria of the whole project, and I would like to show you some of them. So the first one was a connection. We required the maintenance of permanent connection wherever device may roam, the maximum possibly existing network coverage, with ability to switch to the strongest network anytime. The second criteria was advanced security, which means that a SIM card can be locked to a specific device. The communication can be restricted to certain IP, and the integration to a customer network can be done via VPN connection. The third criteria is complexity and time for our users, because everyone nowadays wants to be very fast in the market with their solutions. We also thought there shouldn't be any roaming prices and no need to use different SIM cards per country, and there should be only one technical integration point. The criteria number 4 was flexibility of our cards. So we thought that it could be possible to use them in industrial environment if they have a lifelong span, so it's ideal for the automotive sector, for example. And the last criteria, but not the least for us, is control, which means that you have a direct control over all your SIM cards, over all your devices in real time. You can check and adjust data usage, location, check the status of the device, and just in one customer portal or via API. So measuring system for different countries and companies was a complex task, and at the end we have this wherever SIM, which has different form factors and packaging, as you can see, as a full SIM, micro SIM, mini SIM. It's also suitable for indoor and outdoor IoT applications. Some of them could be resistant to shock vibrations and humidity, and the temperature range can be from -40 to 105 Celsius degrees. So it was very important to derive requirements for a SIM-based solution for particular customer and propose a reference architecture. And this phase of the project also consists the implementation of the framework, the test on concrete application area in order to empirically work on non-technical issues, and also necessity of development a kind of generative approach, which means wherever a new user will come to our portal, we can immediately configure all required elements based just on the specification given in the use case definition. So the whole, as for developers, What could be interesting that the whole cellular connection now is out deployed to the cloud. All of us can have our own P2P network, which all SIM cards are programmable via API, and basically you are not dependent anymore on mobile operator. You can have your own network in your house and decide how you want to use it. Of course, it includes a lot of monitoring on customer side, which means that you constantly need to see how many data you collected, if some sub-area not covered, which means which can actually facilitate new interaction or creation and new data collection tasks. So the network architecture provides us a direct access to all mobile devices. So actually your application server can directly access your devices by the static IP, and transparent network access allow to use any network protocol, and the only VPN connection need only one VPN connection need for all your SIM cards. No VPN required on mobile devices. Traffic is encrypted before transmitted via public internet, and actually this option, we have an option to that the access to the public internet can be completely locked down or predefined just to a certain IP, as I have been told already. So, how does our customer portal look like right now? So we have some, of course, different groups of users. I will show you as a manager of the SIM card. You can work with your endpoints as devices. You can manage your SIM cards, and you can see how much data has been used last month or last time, and the cost. So actually, this is the main dashboard, which you can see. So you can see the current month's data volume, the cost, the data traffic, and the status of your endpoint. If you go to endpoint, you can see the ID of the device, where it's bound to which network. You can choose by yourself this network if you want to switch to another one, if you think that this one actually has a problem, because we also provide kind of test networks and the statistic about each network. So you can decide by your own if you want to have a function that automatically switches SIM card, or you want all the time be bound to the mobile operator switch you choose. You can see how much this device used data last month and the cost by each device. Then you can also disable or SIM card inside this device, or you can see what kind of messages has been triggered from this device, has been sent or received, what time. Then also, when we go to the tab about SIM cards, we can see if the SIM card is activated now or not. You can remove it, turn it off, or turn it on anytime. You have kind of alarm when you want to turn it. You can also see what kind of form factor it has, how much memory, when it was produced and when it been expired. Also, we can see what kind of network is attached right now, data usage, how many gigabytes, for example, has been sent, and we decided to do a calculations by kilobytes. So you're not dependent on mobile operator, as sometimes they're counting like 100 kilobytes or megabytes. Right? So the most interesting part that we have kind of different service profiles where you can choose what you want to do with your SIM card. Should just send SMS or receive it? You have to use the internet traffic? How many SMS it's possible to send from this device during the month? And you can choose it wherever you want on our service portal, or you can completely do it by yourself through API. There is also different tariff profiles that could be interesting. That we have currently two main tariff zones as Europe and US, but you can choose any country. As I told, we have more than 160 160 countries. And based on the countries which you choose, you will have a different price packages. So about use cases in IoT, we know that now IoT is becoming more and more as a trend and more around us. You can find it everywhere as a payment terminals, fleet management, even this popular topic as smart houses and e-health management. But I would like to discuss with you some use cases which is more connected to SIM-based solutions. So I will start with automotive or telematic area. So the car rentals, delivery enterprises and logistic enterprises, they all spend a lot of time and energy in fleet management, but they are not yet able to track location, mileage or fuel consumption in real time and cross-national, which means that location tracking starts to be very problematic when the borders are crossed and different networks have to be used. So wherever SIM makes this fleet management much easier. So a small stick is plugged into your vehicle and you can receive all relevant data via just one mobile network to your enterprise software. The mileage, fuel consumption and the state of your vehicle can be immediately controlled, and you can detect damages or do a road optimization in real time. So the advantage of multi-network SIM-based solution is that it's worldwide connected, and hence fleet management starts to be more economic in real time. At the same time, the drivers can be involved, which means that they can receive kind of score after each of their route, and maybe improves their the way how they drive the vehicle if it's safe and make it more energy efficient. So the second case deals with healthcare. So imagine you are 82, you're still feeling quite fit, but you have a problem with your blood pressure. And your relatives are worried about you, they want you to rather move to assisted accommodation than stay at your place. But with the Reva SIM and the wearable devices, nowadays it starts to be possible to live much longer and independent at your place, which means that these devices can track everything starting from blood pressure, blood sugar. They able to identify the lack of movement and falls. And if any figure reaches a critical state, the SIM card will immediately send a message to the doctor or your relative. And this connection is not dependent on internet connection, which means that if something bad happened with the senior in supermarket, for example, the mobile network will immediately transfer the data or trigger an emergency call. So this keeps your relatives basically from worrying about you, and you can stay at your home much longer without relinquished services and medical supervision. So the last case is about agriculture. So United Nations predicts that by 2100 we will have increase of our population to 11 billion, and all these people will have to be fed. And in addition, our farming nowadays has a huge negative impact on our environment. So the farming of the future has to be more efficient and reduce environmental pollution at the same time. So precision farming is a new farming conception that should work on a particular part of the field, which the devices which can help us nowadays is drones, together with the SIM-based solution and the microprocessors that can detect the water or nutrition deficit, analyze the soil condition or the ripeness of the crop, and the data is transferring immediately to the farmer's software and enables the environmental friendly farming way of use the land. So the infrared camera can even identify the pest-infected crops and apply herbicides only where it's needed. So actually it makes the whole process more healthy and precise and cost-effective. So in this way we see the implicit goal of developing a multi-network SIM-based connectivity solution for IoT as a way how to simplify our everyday life, make it more secure and economic, and at least increase the general well-being of individuals or society together with you. So we expect the main result of the current project to be a more practical recommendation for all developers and future IoT customers. I really hope that you have learned something about the potential of multi-network SIM cards and that we all can use in the future sensors and translate our individual efforts in actionable results that can benefit each other and the whole society in a whole. Yeah, the results of the participating in this project actually, we think it will be helpful for both the customer and the developers in the future, and the collaboration. We expect the future collaborations, which will, at the end, we will have the integration between different layers of data on one platform and sensing framework with a user-friendly interface. We also plan to have the results of deployment and test, which could be helpful to study and analyze and produce a new formation in IoT to make our life more secure and economic together. So thank you very much for your attention. If you will have any question, you can find me around, or you send me an email on capo@vetemobile.com. You can follow us in any social network. So thank you very much once again for your